Hello. So today I'm going to talk to you about basically in response to a question slash situation that came up in the office here. And I thought, oh, this would be a great live. So let me go ahead and tell you what I've got. The question was, or the person says, okay, so we're having a lot of leads being generated. I'm getting a lot of no shows. People aren't showing up to the office. We make appointments and they're just not showing up. What's wrong with my marketing? Right? Okay, I can understand the question, but I then want to take it back and say, all right, so let's follow through what occurred here. So an ad campaign was targeted. The ads ran. This person who didn't show up, say this person saw the ad, clicked on the ad, went to the landing page, read the landing page, filled out the information, filled out the required, they're identifying themselves and everything else, right? Hit submit. You contacted them one way or another, or maybe they called in. The information was correct. It really was them. They really do have this problem. After speaking to them in your office or speaking to them via phone about an appointment, you found, yeah, they're qualified. This is the kind of case you want to see. They picked a time and a date to be there. Okay, be there at 2 o'clock on whatever, right? Person said they'd be there, and then the person didn't show. So you realize how many steps backwards from that the ad is and the targeting is. So the assumption that the primary driver of that no show was the ad is a weak one. I'm even trying to imagine how you would do that. How would I write an ad that would get people to show up to call in and then fool the front desk into saying they were qualified and then have them not show? Maybe I'm looking at people like I don't know, people who just miss appointments on as a way of life, as a hobby. I don't know, maybe, but it seems unlikely. The actual thing is, obviously, like anything else, like if you're fixing a car or if you're trying to fix any other problem in life, you've got to find the right cause of it. Otherwise, you can't make the motor run better by fixing the radio, right? So you got to target the right part of the acquisition system, which is not operational there. And in this case, the problem is the scheduling. There are ways to make schedules where the person just kind of, yeah, I'm not going to show up or whatever, or the person does show up, right? There are ways to make sticky scheduling. We call it sticky scheduling, which usually involves building the authority of the doctor, making the appointment seem scarce, making the appointment seem important and valuable to the person, right? You have to do things to be friendly and be non-judgmental with a person, where they don't just schedule just to get you off the phone, right? Where they can't wait for the appointment. They're really looking forward to it. They feel very enthusiastic. They're reassured they've made the right decision in contacting you. That's how you make a sticky schedule, right? And I've covered this ad nauseum in other videos. And if you want to see that, just send me an email. I'll send you the right link, whatever. So the idea is that if you've made a good quality schedule, you have now converted the person to someone who's going to show up. If they didn't show up, then maybe something unexpected came up and the person had something go on. Usually those people will contact you, or there was something that was missed in the scheduling process. Because once the person's gotten on the phone and you've talked to them from the office and realized, yeah, they have the kind of case you can handle, they have the whatever basic questions sort of indicate that this is someone you want to put on your books. At that point, it's no longer a marketing issue; it's a sales issue. And we start sales with when you started talking to the individual person. Remember, marketing is when you're talking to groups of people, mass numbers of people, and you're trying to tease out of that group with marketing individuals who need your help. Once you've got an individual you're talking to, now you're dealing with an individual person, and that becomes essentially case acceptance is the fancy word for sales, right? It becomes sales. So if you handle the person really well as a sales prospect, they continue moving through the sales process and on into the service zone and become a client. If you mishandle them, then they don't. But you can't say, imagine this. I've actually had this said to me in the past by somebody. We got refund. We had the person came in, they bought a package, and we had a refund. So that was the marketing problem. No, no, I'm sorry. I will not buy that one. I cannot even imagine how that would be done, right? That I could somehow use marketing to get some of the kind of person who show up, pay, show for some treatments, and then decide they didn't like it. Now that was a delivery problem. That wasn't even a sales problem. Well, it might have been a sales problem. You sold the wrong thing to the wrong person. But what happens is someone, if they don't know what the answer is, obviously, if you have a problem where the person was a no-show, maybe you had 3 no-shows in a row, and you're just like, oh, what is going on? It is very easy to blame something else over there. It's a lot harder to go like, okay, how could I schedule that person better? Or what did I change? Or did we change personnel? Did I change the dates that were available? Did I change the slots? Did I say something different this time around? Right. If you actually spot the right source of it, then you can correct it. The proof is this. Okay, so change all your marketing. Throw all the marketing out, change it all completely, and you're still going to have a no-show problem, right? Because what was wrong was not fixed, and you're still stuck with that. So, just a little kind of a lesson, a little bit in logic, and also in sort of like solving the right problems, and just take a look at it from a distance. If you've got now, of course, if you've got a problem where people are not clicking on your ads, well, that's a marketing problem. It's a messaging problem, creative probably. If you have them going to your landing page, but they're not signing up, they're not converting to a lead. Well, that's also a marketing problem with your landing page and the messaging that is there. And there's a very certain criteria and checklist that you can run down to fix the landing page. If people who are coming off your landing page and you're not ever reaching them, that's a follow-up issue, right? Which we've got AI tools to fix that now, but it's also a follow-up issue in terms of are you doing enough? Are you texting them first? These kinds of things. That's purely a follow-up issue. If you're reaching them and scheduling them and they're not showing up, that's a scheduling issue. And that's a different set of checklist of things you fix, right? So, anyway, right problem, right fix. Wrong problem, you'll be fixing things forever and just frustrated. And eventually you'll be going to go, oh, marketing doesn't work for me. We tried 15 marketing companies and nobody ever can shows up. We make all these appointments and no one ever shows up. They're all bad. Yeah, that's called the smallest practice in town. That's called a failing little practice where you're just hanging on by your teeth because somehow in a country that was built on marketing, in an industry which is driven by marketing, and the biggest, I mean, pharmaceutical on down, we all doing marketing trying to acquire new clients, and you can't make it work. Might not be the marketing company. Anyway, hopefully you found this of some use, and I will check you out in the next